And I think we also talked about how much data is generated by all these systems. And then you said that those companies don't talk to each other, so that finally farmers get confused. Do you see, Sebastian, some things changing in the near future in terms of how this data is delivered and then how it is stored, how it can be shared?
Yeah, there are two important things. I mean, one is, of course, enormous number of gigabytes of data coming to the system, and then someone has to deal with it. So you need, like, for sure, artificial intelligence, machine learning, whatever you call it. You need all this, these techniques to deal with that. But
to digest, the captured
and then
data,
to extract the most important thing from a lot of information. And for sure, not a farmer will do that. Not also the scientists. I think this is something for a really already developed system, but still trained. And then we will develop it. And then it is something versus should we storage them, or should we just decrease the weight of them, and then there may be less place for the storage. But sometimes the supercomputers that you have to use for it are much more expensive than the storage system. So you have to think about it. It's really quite important. And the other thing is the ownership of the data, actually, because we were talking about a lot who is actually the owner of the data, if they're coming from the barn, but to the system that is outside and that is supplied by the supplier of the technology. So because then he's selling the idea to someone else, but it was trained on the basis of data of someone else. So maybe the farmer is saying, like, hey,
exactly.
I need some profit from it. So that's another problem. And the third, maybe not the last one, is also if you have a data already created, maybe someone can take it and use it against you. Something that he will just cut a small part of this data and show it that something is going wrong. But it was actually not an issue in that case. But he can use it. He can manipulate it. So that's another. So everything in our work between us as people from academia and the farmer is on the basis of trust, because they have to trust us that they will not use the data against them. But still, it's already produced, so it's existing. So of course, someone can hack it and take it. So that's also a big concern from the farmers.
So as Sebastian, you said quite correctly. So data security, data ownership is an extremely important issue. In Australia, a lot of farmers now becoming aware of that. It's a little bit like Facebook selling your data to different, analytical companies,
for example.
Don't mention any names, but look, it's definitely important issue, and they basically start pulling together the data in large data storage areas, becoming aware that there is a value just in that collected information. Now, we recently put up a project together with Japanese colleagues, and I think you are you are part of that as well, where we basically try to provide incentives for farmers, recognizing that they majorly contribute to a information-rich value chain. And we basically try to encourage them financially, if need be, to share the data, what we collected or other technology providers collected on their farms, share it within the value chain for the benefit of the value chain. So practical example, if we measure the weight of the pigs continuously, we can very precisely predict when the animals will be ready for a slaughterhouse. So the slaughterhouse can much better organize their schedule, killing schedule, etc. Or they can provide feedback to the feed companies, so they can provide the appropriate feed for these animals. But farmers need to get some kind of benefit out of sharing that information. So that is extremely important, and I personally recognize that, and I very much encourage everyone to also recognize that, and somehow, as I said, support and reward the farmers who allowed their precious data to be collected.